everybody, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video is another edition of Is It a Dupe or Just a Waste of Money? What we're going to be checking out today is the new palette by Bad Habits, and for whatever reason I completely struggle on saying it. It's called Solstice? Heck, I don't know, but it's this palette right here, guys, and it retails for $16. Any guesses what it could be a potential dupe for? Well, if you are on the fence and don't know, let me just show y'all. It is the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette right here. So right off the bat, you're going to notice that obviously this $129 palette is larger than this one, and you know, it's a bit more extravagant to say the least, but it's $129. This palette right here is $16, and it does come in like a cute little cardboard packaging. It does have a mirror, all that fun stuff. Exactly 15 shadows, just like the Natasha Denona, and we're going to test it out and see if it is a dupe. You can pick this palette up off of shoppush.com. Again, I'm not sponsored, affiliated, don't get a kickback, I don't get anything. I just enjoy making these videos for you guys. So, if you are excited and curious to see whether or not this palette right here by Bad Habits that just dropped like a week, maybe two ago, I don't know, is a dupe for the very, very expensive Natasha Denona Sunset Palette, then stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so once again, we are comparing the Bad Habits Solstice, I don't know, I look like an idiot because I can't pronounce it, but let's be honest, grammar, English, and spelling were not my forte in school. Not even high school, college, all that good stuff. So anyways, this is the palette right here. And right next to it, of course, is the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. So as you notice right here, there is exactly 15 shades in this one, and they are pretty identical to the Sunset Palette. Again, the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette does retail for $129, and the Bad Habits Solstice, oh my gosh, I just can't. I even asked my husband before I started filming, like, is this the way you say it? And I had it down, and then all boom, I turned the camera on, and I can't pronounce it. But anyways, this palette right here by Bad Habits does retail for $16. It is cruelty free, and you can pick it up at shoppush.com. No, I'm not affiliated or sponsored, and you're probably going to hear me say that a couple times throughout the video, just because, trust me, if I was sponsored, you all would know, because I'd be sitting here doing the happy dance. But as always, when we do these videos, I do one side of my face with one palette and the other side with the other palette. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to zoom you guys in, and before I get started, just to let you know, I do have Tarte Shape Tape on my eyes that I have used for primer, and I have set that with my e.l.f. powder right here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in, and now we're going to get started. Okay, so I will be right back with my lashes as well as my liner and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, you guys, I am back. I have my lashes on, my liner on. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see the final look. And as always, disclaimer, this is a judgment-free channel, so there is no judging the blending or the lack thereof. So I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, so this is the final look. Again, this was the Bad Habit side on this side, and this one is the Natasha Denona side. Now, as you guys can tell, for the most part, they match up completely. However, to me, I personally noticed a couple shades that were off just a little bit, but nothing over the top or extreme or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys back out. Okay, so now to give you guys my thoughts on this palette that I can't pronounce, Solstice. The Solstice palette by Bad Habits. By the way, I did look it up, and this actually, Solstice actually refers to like the beauty of the sunset and things like that. So I found that very interesting and almost like it was like a secret undercover code, which is not really secret, obviously, because, you know, as we know, this is called the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. So I found that very interesting that they chose a name for this palette that was, you know, very, very similar to the word sunset. So anyways, as far as the pigment of this palette, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I'm thinking these look pretty similar. Like I said, some of the shades, in particular, Spring and what was the other one? Soul. Spring and Soul in this palette, let's see, right here and here, I would say those were just a smidge off from what is in the Natasha Denona palette. But once it just kind of really blends out and everything like that onto the eye, I feel like it definitely does take on the colors of the Natasha Denona palette. So overall, I think that the final look to everything came out beautifully. Here are the swatches right here I wanted to show you guys. This is, let's see, this is the Spring. All of the shades on the bottom are the Bad Habit Solstice palette. On top are all of the Natasha Denona swatches. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is zoom you guys back in so you can see better of these swatches, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about with the shades and the similarities and all of that good stuff. Okay, so here are the swatches. I probably should have switched my lens, but oh well. I did not. But, you know, as you can tell right here, it's, you know, this is from the Bad Habit palette. This is the Natasha Denona. And they're off just a tiny, tiny bit. Nothing horrible. Now, this is the other shade that I use. This is called Spring. And as you can tell, this has more of a peachy undertone, where this one, the Natasha Denona shade, has more of a pink undertone. But as for the rest of them, they are pretty spot on. And now again, this one is off just a little bit. This is the Natasha Denona. This is the Bad Habit palette. Same with this one, but it's not over the top crazy. Switch over to this side so you guys can see. You know, the shades are pretty identical. Again, the Bad Habit being on the bottom, the Natasha Denona on top. Okay, so overall you can see that there are a ton of similarities as far as the colors go and the color range and all of that good stuff. Like I said, the colors for the most part are pretty identical. The ones that are a little bit different are not different by much. And as you can see on the eye, I purposely tried to use the colors that swatched a bit different. I know when it comes to swatches, just throwing the, you know, finger swatching on my arm tells you absolutely nothing other than what it will look like on if you have a similar skin tone to me, as well as kind of gives you an idea of the potential shade that could potentially be put on your eye. As always, it boils down to how the application goes on and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, I think overall you guys can tell that it turned out very, very similar, if not dead on. But I think that overall it turned out identical. I don't think, once again, that you could tell that I have two different palettes on my face at all. I mean, I really truly don't. I can go out about my day and I really don't think that someone's gonna notice that I have 2 different palettes on. You guys know how I feel about Bad Habits. You know that I absolutely love Bad Habits. I love the formula. As always, I do want to mention once again, they are a cruelty-free brand. This palette will last you 12 months total. Again, like I told you guys in my Supernova dupe against the Natasha Denona Lila palette, I did throw away the boxes to these when they came in. I just wasn't thinking. But I do recall seeing there was talc as one of the ingredients in this palette. So if you are sensitive to talc, that is something that you're going to obviously want to stay away from. But I will tell you guys the performance of this palette up against the Natasha Denona, you guys saw it for yourself in the tutorial, that they blend out beautifully, they build up well, they, you know, the pigmentation is 100% there. Like I said in the other video, I sound like a broken record, but Bad Habits is just knocking it out of the ballpark. I'm pretty sure that is the line I say in every one of these videos, but they truly do. This palette is $16. $16. Yes, okay, I get it. The pans are smaller. That's an obvious there. Okay, you know, the pans are smaller. However, it's $16. You're getting the quality, the shades, everything that you would in the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. Now, obviously, the formulation is different from the Natasha Denona palette, and so is the price. But overall, I think that if you are on a budget and you're looking for something that is budget friendly, then this Bad Habits palette is 100% where it's at. Again, I keep repeating myself, but it's $16. This palette is $129. This palette does last 24 months, but when you're paying $129, I pretty much expect it to almost apply itself. You know what I mean? It better be lasted as long as possible. So anyways, with that being said, once again, Bad Habits has nailed it. They're amazing. I highly recommend this. Like I said, if you are looking for a budget-friendly eyeshadow palette that does wear well, I have used eye primers such as the Tarte Shape Tape as well as the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And today, like I said, I used the Tarte Shape Tape. It worked beautifully, blended out everything well. I did set my concealer with my e.l.f. powder, and I never have a issue with longevity as far as the Bad Habit palette goes on making sure the eyeshadows stay in place all day long. And I wear my makeup for quite a bit between work and kids and all that good stuff. We are constantly on the go, so yes, these eyeshadows 100% wear great. So if you are still on the fence, why? If you are, check out all my other videos. I'm telling you guys, they are great formulas. I highly recommend them. Like I said, you can pick them up at shophush.com. I'm not sponsored, affiliated, or anything like that. I don't get a kickback if you go and purchase it or anything like that. But if you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows that you do enjoy watching me. And it also lets me know that you do enjoy watching these kind of dupe videos. So, I don't think I took a breath in between any of that. So that's all for today's video, and if you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell right next to it so you can be notified every time that I upload a video. So until tomorrow, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye.